Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo July 10, 2022. Today you could be eager to make some changes in your personal life. Maybe you will realize that you have fallen into a certain routine. If you always spend evenings in with your partner, tonight you might want to go out. Do something different. Visit a museum. Go see a great movie. Make plans for an all-day outing to visit a beautiful park and take in the sights. You'll enjoy doing something different to your usual routine. Today is a good day to connect with your parents and loved ones. If you haven't seen your siblings or your folks for a while, maybe you could plan a short visit today. Or call them on the phone and get caught up on family news. You may have been so busy with work lately that you have neglected chatting with your relatives. Don't forget how much they care about you. The possibility of you pursuing new career opportunities, perhaps involving an increase in income, might cause doubts and insecurities among family members. They could be afraid that you'll have less and less time for them. It's important that you reassure them, as their worries might escalate if you just let it ride. Make it clear that you're still there for them. This might not only alleviate their doubts, but your own as well. No matter how many maps you look at and how many times you stop and ask at gas stations, you still will be unsure of which road to take. All routes have a great deal of appeal to them, and you are not going to want to miss any sights on the way to your destination. Remember that this isn't the last time that you will travel. You can always try a different route the next time. Use this time to renew contacts with your family. They will be pleased, and you might even be able to resolve old conflicts as a mediator or by taking the first step to clear matters up. The constellation is favorable for burying the hatchet once and for all. It's all about the chatter for now. Don't worry too much about getting anything done. Talking the talk is way more important than walking the walk. In touch with your emotions, you are fortunate to be so clear about your feelings, which helps you decide exactly what to do. Whether you are looking for casual dates or interested in starting a more serious relationship, you make the right choice. Start planning how best to pursue your own happiness. If certain projects or tasks have seemed difficult for you to finish, today's energy will give you the zip you need. The energy from the aspects that occurred yesterday is still very much present, and things will go well for you once you get started. It's a good time to meet with others to discuss business or other arrangements. Your communication and cooperation skills will be increased, and decisions can be made much quicker than usual. You can really show others how to relax and have a good time. In fact, with your wonderful playful nature, you might be able to show a clown a thing or two about what fun is all about. This day is the perfect time to get together with family members and to hang out with them, especially if you have children in your life. If you don't have kids, allow your playful nature to bring a smile or some laughter to the other people in your life. You might want to ask someone for some advice. You have an impulsive nature, and sometimes you race into something before you have done the proper research. Don't force things today. If you have questions about a procedure or a computer application, find someone who can help you out. Feel entitled to ask for some quick mentoring. Or you might simply ask a friend to offer you some tips. If you can remain receptive to other people's guidance, you'll do just fine. With the sun now just 14 days away from Leo and from the start of your birthday month and new solar year, the moon's recent visit has become a lot more important. Especially as Mercury is just 11 days away from becoming the first planet to reach your sign in nearly a year, and with it a chance to get your head in the game, ideas on the table, and the communication lines open 3 days before your birthday month and new solar year begins. Yet in the closing weeks of this old solar year, there is also time to first close old doors. In the lead up to the moon's return to your romantic sector tomorrow, there is already a sense of anticipation in the air, especially as it is coming full circle from last month's full moon. In the meantime, the moon's departure from your communication sector yesterday and a friendly aspect to Saturn in your relationship sector before leaving is making it easier to give your emotional responses and relationships a voice. Our eyes in the sky. Today is the third time Mercury and Neptune have squared off over the past few months. The first time was on May 22nd, setting the tone, and the tension, for Mercury's retrograde that started on May 29th. The second time these two planets squared off was on June 5th, during the height of Mercury's retrograde. Paranoia, anxiety, and uncertainty could heighten. Mercury is in its post-retrograde shadow until tomorrow, so it's important to realize that we may not hear or understand the whole truth of some situations. This is a very sensitive astrological aspect, which could make people assume the worst. Depression and friction could rise, and the chance of projection is high, so be careful not to soak up other people's sentiments. Be kind and compassionate, and don't take your bad moods out on others. If people come at you with drama, you can opt to disengage. Take care of yourself and put your needs first. Tonight, Venus in Leo opposes Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. This could make us feel insecure, as though others are ignoring us. Don't worry about what people are doing and feeling. Only focus on how you're feeling. Give yourself an emotional lift by implementing self-care in your routine to help you feel better. If you are awake before the sun, treat yourself like royalty by staying in your cozy bed. Or if you're up early, treat yourself to an elaborate breakfast, ideally made by someone else. There's an early morning Moon-Jupiter opposition that can transmit good feelings and the desire to be super generous and kind, but the more nice gestures you make, the more attention you get, which is something that you probably won't want during this aspect. You like doing things for others now because it makes you feel good, not because you want to be recognized for it, and the more thanks you get, the more it actually lessens your experience. But don't try to overcomplicate things too much now. Just after midnight, Mercury in Scorpio squares Neptune in Pisces. We have one more day to go before Mercury completes its post-retrograde shadow, and as it aspects the planet of illusion and delusion, the cosmic messenger seems determined to pack one final punch. Our interactions are confusing and subject to misunderstandings. We are liable to only hear what we want to hear and see what we want to see. Our imagination might lead us into blissful territory, only to dissolve into disappointment when the rose-colored glasses inevitably come off. This is a bad time for giving or receiving advice, which means we would also do well to avoid metaphysical consultations. Even if we receive a cohesive message from a reader, we will filter it through our own optimistic projections, skewing its intended impact. In the evening, the Scorpio moon sextiles Venus in Leo, a good time to lounge with friends and socialize. Although the confusion of the day might linger into the night, there's no reason to keep ourselves isolated if we are aware of the pitfalls of over-idealism. We can certainly get a lot out of our interactions with others now, especially in relaxed conversation. Remember that avoiding gossip and being upfront in our interactions will limit the risk of misinterpretation and invite in goodwill.